What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Great Lakes E-Bikes, and today we're talking about electric bike racks. It's wild out there, right? You can go on Amazon, you can find a really cheap rack, you can find old bicycle racks that aren't necessarily rated for e-bikes, and there's a lot of factors, like if you have a step-through frame or a straight bar frame, is it weighted for an electric bike? Do you have an electric bike that's technically light enough to go on a regular bike rack? There's a lot that goes into it. I'm here today to show you a rack that I've seen for a while on Amazon. I've had customers bring in versions of that to pick up their e-bikes, and I finally got in contact with the brand who actually manufactures these racks for a couple brands. It's basically, from what I've heard from them, it comes in different brands, but the rack itself is the same throughout these brands. Pretty common nowadays. So I have a rack here from OUTFITR is the name of the brand, but they've been transparent with me. Young Electric is another brand that uses the exact same. So this review counts for both of those, but this is specifically through OUTFITR, who sent me this to do a demo of. Now, before I get that open and unboxed, we're gonna test it out and everything. We're gonna put it through the ringer. I wanna show you this. So this is a $750 rack from Hollywood Racks. It's got it all. This thing is like our premier, deluxe, super nice e-bike rack. It's got a ramp to get big, heavy bikes like this up on, and it can work with whether you have a straight bar or step through. It's super rugged. It does everything. So I want to see if a bike rack at half the cost, how it stacks up to the most expensive one that I have. It seems crazy that I'm going to do that, right? But I think this rack I have here, that literally is between $350 and $400, is almost as good as this Hollywood Racks, which I call is the nicest one you could get. So I'm not doing this video to demean Hollywood Racks at all, because we sell their products. I think they're fantastic. I'm just presenting here maybe a budget option that might be as good as it. So we're gonna find out. Let's get it built. We're gonna throw it on the back of my truck. We're gonna load up the heaviest bikes I have, and we're gonna give it a test. Let's do it. So this is what the box looks like. I've got it in silver here. Seems pretty decent quality. I guess now we gotta build it. Wow. All right, so this looks like it might be a little bit bigger of a project than I thought it'd be. That said, my initial looks of things, it's what I thought it'd be. So seems like decent quality here. Seems like it's heavy, in a good way. They're cutting a little weight with this. Seems like it's aluminum, and then we have some nicer steel here. But yeah, we definitely have a little bit of work to do. This is cool. This is a ramp, which is pretty impressive. That's something that, also comes on the $750 one that we're getting at, the $300 and we'll say $75 price point. Next step, it'll be built. Okay. Ooh. Ta-da! All right, we have it all built here. This thing's big, that's for sure. It's pretty big, it's pretty heavy, but these are good things, right? We're putting big old e-bikes on here. We're gonna take them for a ride, and you want something big. Load capacity, 200 pounds, that's great because, on the heavier side of my e-bikes, some of the Aviton Adventures, the Nomad X, that Tuvia Reindeer over there, they're pushing 90 pounds, so you could still fit two big old fat tire e-bikes on here. So soak in the size of this. It's big. I will say just a quick initial kind of pro to some of the more expensive ones. They did compact space really well here. They have got the short arm here to grab onto this bike, the long arm to grab onto this bike. They do pack it in a little bit, but those are the little things I just want to point out. If that doesn't bug you too much, if you don't care about the big size, then definitely consider something like this guy. That's gonna save you almost half the price. So you know, I'm saying that, I don't want to give it the total thumbs up yet. We still have to test it out. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to take it out to the truck, put it on the back hitch, and then we're going to try both very, very small tired bikes. We're going to take those for a ride first, and then some big, heavy, fat tire bikes. So let's go give it a try. All right, we got it out here. We got a couple bikes we're going to test it with. Going on back of my GMC Sierra here. Standard 2-inch receiver. You're going to need that. Any of the smaller ones are not going to work. All right, so this thing is heavy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is a big, big boy. Wind up here. All right, that wasn't too bad. All right, we got that cranked down. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to try out this ramp, and I'm just going to be very honest with you guys here. I don't think I'd keep this on because it's very, very loose here. I like that it comes with it, and we're going to give it a full try here. So we got the pin here. This comes out, and then this slides right off. Attaches right there. And then we're going to try wheeling up this. Actually, we're going to do 2 small bikes first. And then, actually, yes, I changed my mind. So yeah, we're going to put this Adventure on first, and then we'll go to the other side and put another fat tire on. So in hindsight, I'd probably want to load up the rear bike that we're doing now first. Seems kind of like a no-brainer. I really just brain farted on that one, but we'll get creative. You know what? It's really not that bad, even though I did it probably the opposite way I should have. All right, so to attach this one, this actually rotates, so you could just grab on the seat as well, but for the sake of just giving it a full shake here, let's grab onto the bar, or the step over bar. So we'll loosen this up. Tighten that down. That was really easy. Really easy. And then we'll just do this rear tire. We'll go ahead and put it back on here. We're going on a ride here. Oh, maybe if these cars go through. Yeah, man, these are on there really well. I feel very confident with them. We're getting up to some good speeds here. Nothing's budging them. They're just some sharp turns and everything too. Like anything that I would at least be able to see, like, okay, it's moving, or the bikes are coming loose, like, you know, I'm not seeing. Like, if you're gonna have an e-bike rack on the market for this long, you know, it better work. So I kind of expected it to be okay. So it's just confirming everything. So what we're gonna do is, I'm driving back to the store right now, and yeah, once we're back, we'll kind of just go over, like, what do you lose at this lower price point. There are some trade-offs, don't get me wrong, but overall, I am. It's a good rack, you know. It really does a good job. So I'm impressed. I am impressed for this price point. I'm impressed. All right. Let's talk through. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but you know, it's not bad. All right, All right, we're back here with the bike rack from OUTFITR / Young Electric, and it's perfect. You know, I've really no complaints. Granted, you know, I'm going to be totally transparent. We just went, you know, on a short drive here. I'm not a long-term owner of this, but I personally plan to use this for a while. I'm going to use it because I haul e-bikes all the time. So having this is not bad. So what I want to do, first I'm going to take these two e-bikes off, and I'm going to show you how it operates with this lift gate. Show you if I can get the lift gate down. All right, so we have it fully down now, and then we're going to access the tailgate. Oh, perfect. Now you don't want to jump on it. Actually, yeah, you got clearance there. So that's a big plus for me, that I can still, you know, go on a trip, load up a bunch of bike boxes here, close it up, and then actually take a couple built bikes with me. That's awesome. So we'll close that back up. And then of course this does also fold in as well. You loosen that and then it goes in. Now my one complaint with that, I noticed there's nothing keeping this flush. So it might be nice if you buy this, get a strap to maybe go around this to keep it in place, because if I go then to store it, hit a bump or something, this thing, if it wasn't so tight, like over time it loosens up maybe, it could end up hitting the back of your car here. All right, cutting in with a voiceover as you watch me load up the smaller bike. Spoiler alert, it loaded just fine. In fact, I've traveled about 2 hours away since then with the same Aviton pace on the back, and it's been no problem. I just honestly am super impressed. You get a lot of rack for a very little amount of money here. I really don't know what else to say here. Just kind of want to sum it up with, like, if you're on the fence about needing a bike rack for your electric bike, this one definitely does the job, and the price point is fantastic, quite frankly. Like, it's hard for me to push my more expensive racks that I sell at the store knowing that this one exists. And here's where it really fills a niche. First of all, it handles the weight. You can handle up to 200 pounds, so right there is awesome. And then the hardest thing with e-bike racks right now is that step-through frames are so popular, and half of the e-bike racks out there can't accommodate the step-through frames. But because this handles them like flawlessly, it checks the two hardest boxes when it comes to e-bike racks. So it's a no-brainer. It works. It's a smart buy. I want to find some negatives just to give you full side of the story, and it's hard. It's hard to find negatives. The weight and the size that it takes up are massive. It's huge. This thing is not small, and it's very heavy. So if I have to find something just to, you know, play devil's advocate, if you will, like, that's what you're giving up here. Outside of that, it fits every bike, especially if, like, you and maybe your wife or partner have, like, very drastically different bikes. It doesn't matter because it can handle them both. It's great. I'm going to end the video here. I truly just give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have questions, as always, just drop them in the comments. I'm here to help. And yeah, have fun riding e-bikes. I'll see you guys. Bye.